The parking lot at the center of time, on the edge of the glimmering city by the sea. In the nearest now, the poet, Professor Toilet, maker of time machines, made his inquiry. Driven mad by the persistent stupidity of the world, Professor Toilet suddenly quit the species in a fit of disgust.
You just can't be human in America. The cognitive dissonance is too frickin' stupid. Oh, God! Oh. That's better. Oh!
Transforming himself into a kind of degenerated half-beast, a weir-bunny, he was a danger to carrots, but mostly to himself. With his wretchedly bad poetry and wicked notions of ripping fat holes in the fabric of space-time.
It really is primarily a matter of excreting more useful models of space, inventing new and interesting ways to move around in them. Like this, for instance.
Toilet declared a secret war on Gottfried von Leibniz and Sir Isaac Newton, enlisting a small army of anarchists, electronic musicians, and psychedelic performance artists, all naked.
Secret war? Die, Sir Isaac!
Well, it's not like they haven't been dead for 400 years already.
How easy was that?
Easy as kissing, harder than frozen yogurt.
Not as hard as blowing up our conventional maps of space-time. Us Temponauts needs must lose the timeline altogether and leave it behind us like our baby teeth. We must break loose of the cyclical time, betray the toroidal geometry of donut time, and infect the very fragments of this fractious field of fractal time if we know what's good for us.
Do we even know what's good for us?
Serotonin, epinephrine, dopamine.
Shielded from the brainwash vulgarities of the sparkling city by a veil of nonsense, the Temponauts holed up in a secret jungle laboratory called the Rodeo Grounds, where they could be naked and free to violate the laws of nature and the state. Here, they could build time machines.
Newtonian space is such a huge disappointment. It's a big bad bummer of a red herring. Oh, why can't science be sexy and transgressive like punk rock? Ah, crap. Can somebody give me a hand here? I think I just burned a hole in my wiener.
There were experiments, time-shaped launches, resulting in not a few stupendous failures.
I'm so tired. So very tired. Where's everybody? Bam, mutate. Bing. Mutate.
They couldn't keep their inquiry under wraps forever. It wasn't long before the authorities were coming down hard on the rodeo grounds and the professor. At first, his records were confiscated by federal agents. Soon enough, Toilet's days were wasted away defending himself in the courtroom.
Mr. Toilet, would you please remove your bunny ears in my court?
What bunny ears, Your Honor?
Mr. Toilet, you are in contempt.
Listen, Your Honor, just because I no longer am a human being does not mean I don't have rights under the Constitution. Does it?
His nights were spent partying away his troubles.
And I says, hey, Your Honor, why don't you stick your dumb little hammer up your fat Nazi butt-ola? I am prey, and my heart is the sun. Ow!
The squat was doomed. One morning after a wild party, the authorities came down with guns, dogs, and tractors. Bent but not broken, he resolved to go straight and opened a legitimate scientific franchise. The Institute for Acausal Studies opened its doors to a grim little parking lot deep in the heart of the brainwashed city. His work continued as the professor sought ways to construct a legitimate non-subjective time machine that the squares could wrap their heads around. After the crash of the Proust, Professor Toilet had a breakthrough.
It ain't time travel unless we can prove it. And can we prove it unless we change stuff?
But hey, man, I changed, but that's got to prove for something, right?
Sakes.
Sometimes I think you got some kind of mental blockage around success or something.
Based on a powerful metaphor of the convexity of space-time as a poem, the Schrödinger device is intelligible from inside out or outside in, or indeed in any order at all, arriving at the same 8 reigning conclusions.
If it looks like a 7th dimensional dream catcher, that's because it is.
When put into action, this attention-getting device transmits her passenger into eternity. But the real action is at ground zero. A shockwave left by the sudden absence of the Schrödinger in the fabric of space-time reveals time ships. Dozens, then hundreds, then millions of time ships, alien and domestic, from all possible times and places in the unknowable universe, converge around the singularity. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, this obscure parking lot becomes the most popular space-time tourist attraction in the universe. Time travel had become possible, and everybody wanted to come to the end of the road to see the pile-up. The final conclusion of all subsequent science, artistic technologies, and philosophical inquiries, at one time, the Grand Canyon of space-time tourism. A dark, ancient ship that has always been there reveals itself. Disembarking the androgynous cyborg, pirates from the future that have come to collect this treasure for their queen. This singularity is precious to all who covet power. Not unlike the military that has suddenly become aware of this massive philosophical disruption as thousands of existential time criminals leap from their time ships to seek to assassinate their grandparents, to join the swelling ranks of the unborn. Treasure. Toilet in his foolish quest for atemporality had produced the jewel, but could he keep it? The pirates in their veil of dark, impossible complexity had found this treasure, but could they take it from him? Time ships keep arriving with new information. All of the entire future at once is spreading like burning lava, gushing out of the singularity in the little parking lot at the center of time.